Hello, this WordPress tutorial is to go over categories and tags and how to apply them to different posts. So right now we're looking at a basic WordPress site, and what we have here is a set of pictures. Each picture has its own post associated with it. So this is a whole post. If I click into edit here because I'm logged in, then you can see that I can actually edit this post, and I could have content along with this post, but right now the only content I have is the image. But for the purposes of this tutorial, the idea here is that this is a review site for radios. So the radio, we're going to pretend that this radio comes with its own review content, and that content is based off of this radio picture. So, for example, if we had content about this radio, it might talk about how it's a vintage radio. You can see that this entry was posted in vintage. That's the category it's posted in. And that the radio is brown, expensive, gothic, local, and unique. So these are all tags associated with this post. And you can see that these are links, so I could click on vintage and I could see all of the vintage radio posts. So here's one, that's the one we just talked about. Here's another one. Here's another one, and then here we're calling this vintage. You can see that it's actually a boombox. It's not really a vintage radio exactly, but it has an older look to it. And this one's a cartoon radio. As you can see here, it's in the cartoon category, but it's also in the vintage category, so it's coming up as well. And this is a contemporary radio. It has a digital display, but it has a vintage look, so both categories are applied to it as well, and so on and so forth. So this is just to show you that you can have categories, more than one category applied to an individual post, and that's the use for it. So you can see here over in the sidebar, this is a category widget, which we'll go over in the widgets tutorial. These are all of the different categories used in various posts on this site. So I can click on Boombox, and then we'll see all of the Boombox radios. And this is a cartoon boombox, so again we have two categories associated with a single post. And you can also see these other tags. Cassette, because it has a cassette deck. It's cheap, it's common, it's loud, the color is silver, and it's small. So normally, like I say, you would have all of these words within the content of your post. But in this case, we're just kind of pretending that the content is there. It's very important, though, that you have exactly these words, these terms, in your post, because search engines will ignore your categories and tags if they don't match up properly, and they may even punish you in the search results, which means you would get moved to page 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. And following along here are our categories. This is a tag cloud widget. So you can see some of these words are larger than others. That's because they're used more frequently. So cheap, there are a lot of cheap radios. If I click on cheap, then you'll see all of the cheap radios. And I've just kind of arbitrarily chosen a few tags to be associated with these different radios, but I think you get the point that, okay, that's cheap, and then let's scroll back up and see what other tags okay, cassette. Let's see what radios have a cassette deck. All the boom boxes do, or at least 3 of them do. Let's see what's expensive. And that's an expensive radio. This is 2, and so is this. But you can see how a user could go through these tags and see something they're interested in. Oh, what's unique? These are all unique radios. They're they're different from most others. And hand-powered, oh, it looks like there's only one radio that's hand-powered. So this is a way to organize your content that helps the user and helps search engines, and you can see kind of how this is accomplished by going back to the back end for an individual post. And here are all the categories. You can easily add a new category just by clicking this link, typing in the new category you want, and adding that category. So I could just type in new here and then click add new category, and it adds that category and checks it off for this post, because it's assuming that I'm going to want to use it since I'm adding it for this post. And same thing for tags. So I can choose from the most used tags, and I get my little tag cloud if I click on this link. And as I click on these different links, they'll add to this group here, which shows all the tags applied to this post as it is. I can also add new tags by just typing in a tag and then comma and then another tag. So, and when I click add, it will add those to this list of tags applied to this post, and I can X them off of this post as well. So I'm going to uncheck new, and I got rid of those other tags. And you also have a management system for those categories and tags over here under the sidebar. You can go to posts. Under posts you have categories and tags. If I click on categories, then I'll open up this page, and I could add categories by name, and I could also change the way that those are read, but we don't need to worry about that. And I can set up parents for categories. If I was doing a review site for electronics in general, then I could have a category called radio, and then another category called microwaves, and another category called stereos or TVs, and then under radio all of these would have the parent of radio. So boombox, cartoon, contemporary, and vintage would all have the parent category of radio. So what I wanted to do here though was actually get rid of this new category. So I'm just going to, actually I don't even need to check this off. I can just click on delete. And I can also see that it was associated with 0 posts. And I can see that contemporary is associated with 4, and cartoon is associated with 3, etc. And then I can click on these and actually change them in this window here. So if I had a radio category, then I could make that the parent of this contemporary category. And then let's go on to tags. You can see all the different tags here. I could add new tags. I could even add descriptions for the tags. It says right here, the description is not prominent by default, however some themes may show it. So you can see all these tags, pretty similar system here. You can click in to edit this, you can even quick edit, and you can see how many posts are associated with each tag. So you might want to manage your tags this way if you find that you have similar terms and they're both used in the same posts, then you could get rid of one or that kind of thing. And I think that about covers it for categories and tags. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.